Hi everyone, Susan here, and today's topic is going to be labels. Do we really need all of the labels in order to heal after abusive, toxic, high conflict relationships? Do we need to spend hours and hours researching to find the correct label? Let's discuss. If you haven't been here before, I'm Susan Ball. I work with professional women who are ready to take their life after abuse, high conflict divorce, toxic relationships, and claim their unapologetic life. That's what I'm here for, to help you do that. And you can do it. Everyone can do it. So if you're interested in working with me or you want to have a chat, the link is in the description to book an appointment. So let's talk about labels. There's a lot of focus these days on labels, 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 labels. I think if we look at the DSM now, it's what, about this thick? That's how many labels there are right there. There are videos about labels. There are videos telling you the characteristics of every label that is out there. There are personality tests you can take to find the label. There are all of these things. My mentor once said to me when I was going through my NLP training and my life coach training, and I was healing from my very abusive relationship, she once said to me, labels are for laundry. That's the only purpose that labels have, is to give one instructions for their laundry. And it stuck with me, even though at the time I was still researching labels and I was still trying to find out, was I really that selfish? Was I just a bad human? Was I codependent? Was I this? Was I that? Was he this? Was he that? All of those things I was finding myself researching for labels. And every time that I would go to my class with my mentor, I would say, what do you think about this? Do I fit into this category? And she would remind me that labels are for laundry. And it started to really piss me off because I wanted to find the label. But as time went on, I started to understand that I was wasting time. I was spending time researching things that had absolutely nothing to do with my healing. Nothing. They had zero to do with my healing. We can simply say, and this is something that I said years ago, and I will say it again, all abusers are narcissists, and all narcissists abuse at different levels in different ways, but that's who they are. There is no distinction between the two. And if we focus on someone simply abusing you, it is much easier to get to the healing part, which is the journey you want to be on. So here's my proposal to you. Instead of spending time, lots of time, watching YouTube videos, researching blog posts, researching different labels to see if you fit or he fits or she fits, write these two questions down. What do I want more of in my life? And what do I want less of in my life? And answer them. Just make a list. What do you want more of? Do you want more happiness? Do you want more peace? Do you want more excitement? Do you want more joy? Do you want more children? Do you want more money? What do you want more of? And what do you want less of? Do you want less conflict, less drama, less family tension, less walking on eggshells, less feeling inadequate? What do you want less of in your life? When you create those lists, and just go wild, just create a list, no judgment, just do it. Just write it down without looking at it, without attaching emotion to it, nothing. Just what do you want more of, what do you want less of in your life? Because your life after abuse, high conflict, toxic relationships begins the day you leave. That's your life. So now you get to decide what you want more of and what you want less of. You've been through hell. You've done all of that. Now you can look at it and say, well, what do I want more of and what do I want less of? So now you have these two wonderful lists, and they're beautiful lists. They belong to you. They are yours. Look at them and pick out one or two on each side and say, okay, these are the ones I'm going to focus my attention on right now. And sit down and write out what it is you want more of, whatever that thing is. Write that down. And then write down steps to achieve that thing. What steps you need to take? Research those steps. Research how you get that. Research how that happens. Spend your time researching that. Imagine the possibilities. Imagine how good you will feel at the end of the day when you have spent your day looking at the steps you're going to take and create for yourself so that you can have more of or less of the things that you want or don't want in your life. Imagine the sense of accomplishment, the sense of feeling eager to get on with your life, to write your new chapter, to create your life after abuse. Imagine that, because all the possibilities lie in those two questions. And the add-on to that is the steps that you're going to take to get there. Not goals. We're going to say not goals, simply steps. Just looking at the steps. What do you need to do? Maybe you need to research something. Maybe you need to shift something. Maybe you not need to detox from a family member for a week or 2 weeks just to see how that feels for you, because you want less drama, less family tension. So you detox for a couple of weeks, avoid phone calls, do all of that. Maybe even block them for 30 days on Facebook and do that just to detox, just to breathe that. What do you want more of? Do you want more peace? Well, look at that and say, well, what is causing me not to feel peaceful? Why don't I feel peaceful in my life? What is happening around me? Again, you might create a second list of what you want more of that will bring you that peace. What will bring you peace? Is it financial stability? Is it a better job? Is it knowing that your kids are fed and looked after? What will bring you peace so that you have your own place to walk into? I know that one of the things that I did do this, and it was much to the embarrassment of my very young ladies who were my children at the time. When I was doing my lists, one of the things that I wanted more of was color in my life. I wanted color in my life. I had lived a very beige and gray and boring and black and white life. If I wanted to paint something, I had to get approval from that one. And, he wanted beige. And what is there, 6,000 shades of freaking beige and brown? That was what I lived with. If I wanted to add a pop of color, it was not allowed. And I thought, I want more color in my life. I want more color when I walk in my front door. This is now my place. I'm going to own it and I'm going to give it color. And I painted my living room. It was a small living room, mind you. I painted my living room halfway up the wall, hot pink, not even Barbie pink, hot pink. And then I put a border around halfway around the wall, and the rest was white. And I got this beautiful wicker furniture, which I always loved, in white. And I had lots of plants. He didn't like plants. And I reclaimed all of this stuff that brought me joy. Oh, and I got a dog because, well, that's another story, but I had to sacrifice my dog, which is a very sad story. My abuser killed my dog. That's a fact. I got a dog. All of those things brought me intense happiness and upped my joy level, because when I came home from work, I would turn that key in the door, and the very first thing you saw was this of color, and you couldn't help but smile or feel happiness when you were in my living room. It felt natural and happy, and that's what I wanted. So maybe it's color. Maybe it's more sunshine. Maybe you want to travel more. Maybe the possibilities are endless, and you can write them in any way that feels comfortable. No judgment, no emotion attached, just what you want more of, what you want less of. Pick one or two on each side and write out the steps to get it. How are you going to get them? How are you going to get rid of some of the stuff that's causing you turmoil? Could be debt. Okay, now maybe you have to create a budget. That is getting rid of some of the things that are on the less of. If it's more color, you can add some to your house. If you want new things around your house, you don't want the furniture you had with the abuser, how can you make that happen? Start writing out the steps. Those are the two questions that you need to ask. Then you write out the steps. Putting your energy into what do I want more of and what do I want less of, and how the frig am I going to make that happen for me, is actually healing. Sitting at a computer all day long and researching labels to try to determine if someone fits into a diagnosis of something is not healing. In the beginning, it can be a little bit helpful if you have gone through something and you're thinking, well, what was that? What happened? Okay, so you can find a whole bunch of labels. I mean, I think now, I counted not too long ago that there are now 27 different types of narcissism that are being floated around the internet. Can you imagine how much of a rabbit hole you can go down looking for what, not only was he a narcissist, and he fits that, but what type was he? And then what subtype was he? I mean, you could be in there forever. And all of that energy that you're spending there needs to be put on you and your new life. This is where you're at. You're done with that. That's over with. The only way that you are going to recover and heal is to start focusing on you. The only way you're going to be able to live unapologetic is to focus on you. So start with, what do I want more of? What do I want less of? And look at the steps you can take for two of those things to start making them happen. Keep that list. That list of what you want more of and what you want less of is it's alive. It's a living list. Cutting yourself off and saying, okay, this is what I'm going to work on, stifles your growth. You want to look at that list as a living list, because maybe something will shift, or you will add something to your life and you'll say, this is great. Now I want to add more of that. How can I do that? So remember, it's a living list. Be curious. Write out your list. Create the steps. Focus your research on what you're doing for your life, and you will truly be on your healing path. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye.